for our guest today, we got the one and only Infatuation.
Give a fuck, but if you love me or you hate me.
I'll
How
also
you
just
doing,
go by
brother?
Reed. Like,
Reed.
it's good. Infatuation's
A brand name.
a brand name, right? A brand you're selling. Like I go by Reed. So it's just, but my homies call me Infatuation, Durs, whatever. So
Dude, where did the Infat come from?
it's actually classic. It was always Young Hoot. Like,
Where'd that come from? Oh, yeah.
that came. So my favorite baseball player at the time, I was always into baseball growing up. It was Young Jock, and Jock Peterson was his name, and his nickname was Young Jock, whatever. So my last name's Hooter, obviously, but everyone had kind of called me Hooter, so it was just Young Hoot, and that's where that came
Classic.
from. That was before I even made music, before it was even ever a thing. I just whatever. I was like Young Hoot, whatever. And then Infatuation come down. I was like, I need to change it. I need to have it be something different other than a young or a little, because there's so much of that. And I was listening to one of my favorite songs at the time, and in the song, he says it. It's like, Infatuation. And I was
Was it your song
no,
or was
it's
it
Casper, which is one of my favorite artists, CASPR. I followed him forever. He's just kind of different. Just did his own thing. And he said it, and I was like, that would be kind of a sick artist name. And
That's crazy.
It's fire.
I was like,
That
I
is
can't
fire.
just spell it Infatuation. Like,
That is a fire name. And then so you
whatever.
just
So
started rocking it?
NFTUATION. That's how it came out. And I was like,
Had to
that
be a
just
little
feels right.
saucy. with it.
Period. Period.
Period.
Yeah.
After it.
Don't forget the
Oh,
period.
God. Period. After that.
So what going back, like what got you recording music? When did you record your first song? And
So this
How'd that
actually
go?
goes way back. So obviously the baseball thing I'd played, and this would have been my second year of college. I was 19 at the time. I moved to San Luis Obispo, California, and it's where my dad had went to school. He like still holds the batting average record there. It was like kind of just nostalgic to go back,
yeah.
especially with the last name Hooter, and like your dad owns the record there still for 40 or 30 fucking years. Kind of cool. So I went there, random roommates. Anywho, one of my random roommates, Jojo Whirlin, his rap name Dark Blue, he had had a little literally in a apartment studio with just the shield with some microphone. It might have been a Neumann or something like that. And
Just the
He had-
stand and the shield, just like a
yeah, literally,
home
and
setup.
Logic. And he like actually had some motion on SoundCloud, like did some shit, and he was super gas, had this voice that's just incredible. Shout out Jojo if he ever sees this, for real. And we became best friends, him and Nathan. And we had like first started to record music in the apartment, and I was just like, I had such this passion for music, but I was like, I've been musically challenged my whole life, honestly. You could ask my parents and siblings, like never could keep a beat, never could keep a note. Like I would sing in the car and they'd be like, shut the fuck up.
yeah.
I
That's
would-
interesting. Like
yeah.
the switch.
So anywho, he had recorded, I'd like, and they were like, they hyped me up. They made me feel so good about it. And they were like, you're gassing. And, I just genuinely believed it. So then that kind of was the initial start of music for me. And then I moved back to Montana.
And how old were you then?
19.
Oh, okay.
I'd moved back to Montana. Fucking gotten Fruity Loops on my computer, like thugged out YouTube tutorials just to learn how to record and like kind of start, and got my own little setup.
Classic.
And started doing it. And it was still horrible, and I still just had some people around me that were gassing me up enough to like make it worth it and like give me enough hope to keep going. And that's what it was. Like, you have to be selfless in this music shit to the point where if you don't believe in yourself times a billion, why the fuck would anybody else? Even through all the shit. Like, I used to make some horrible ass music, and I mean, people will always like trash your music no matter who you are. Like, people hate on Drake. Think about it. Like, people actually hate on Drake and think he's trash. I'm like, are you? This dude has $1 billion, is global, the best artist to ever live, ever, hands down, period, with a T, in a actual period after it, and people hate on him.
Yeah.
So you just have to have that mindset to like keep relentlessly going, and that's what I did. I moved to Seattle, random roommate with Trevor Rickson, one of my best friends now, literally random roommate. And we were in like this group chat. It was like maybe on Snapchat or like a WhatsApp, like you don't know if you're gonna get scammed when you download the app type of app for roommates in fucking Shoreline, Washington. And I ended up getting a roommate with Trevor and this other kid, Chappie. And shout out Chappie, fucking classic. But then he had been like, oh, I also make music, and we had shared music kind of before. And I was like, oh my God, he's gassing actually. And then he had introduced me to Milo when I moved out here. And I was like, dude, Milo's just the dopest dude ever. We hit it off right from the start, and I was horrible. And I'm like, I'm in the studio with all these plaques and platinum, and I'm like, this dude cares about the music that I'm putting onto this mic. Like, he's trying to make this shit better with such a high repertoire, whatever you want to call it, of what he's done. And he gives like, it gave me such another motivation. And then I was like, to walk in here and do what you do, Milo, every single day is the dream job. I told him that. I was like, you're living the fucking dream right now. That would be something I'd be really interested in doing. And at the time, I'm playing baseball and don't know where my career path's going. Like, grew up in Montana, kind of country. Just a whole different lifestyle, a whole different pace. And I still have that. We'll get into that later. But I was like, Milo, like, I need to. So I went to LA like everyone fucking does. And LA's never the answer. It's just a bunch of slimy, feisty. I don't know. Everyone in LA is there because they want to be on top. You have all these ambitious people.
Saturated.
Well, with ambition comes greed to the utmost. People are not afraid to backstab, cross, step on whatever to get to the, like, there's nothing genuine about LA.
Yeah.
It's all
The competition's crazy.
It's all the fast nick or the slow dime, right? Like, you're just in it for the moment right there. And so then I moved back and I moved to Seattle. It would have been 5.5 years ago with Milo. I was like, would you ever think about an intern? And he's like, you know what? I've had interns before. It's never worked out because no one understands the schedule. And being an engineer, as you know, and as you guys so well know as artists and being around the game like you do, like, to be an engineer is, yeah, you got to be talented a little bit, but you're also counseling. It's a counseling session. Like, people book these hours in here to speak about what they're going on in their life. And like, I have so many artists that come in and just, I mean, we'll talk for the first hour. We'll vent about like what's going on in their life, and then we'll get to the music, because and I've been able to develop that through the years that I've been doing this full time of relationships with my artists. Like, everyone that comes in here, I'm like, dude, so good to see you. And like, oh, I left for 3 months and then I come back and I'm seeing all these artists for the first time and they're like, dude, we missed you. Like, you're fucking adventure. And we talk. That's what it's about. It's like being comfortable in the studio while you're making your art is single-handedly the most important thing. Because I've been in studios where I don't feel comfortable and the engineer doesn't give a fuck. And I wanted to bring, I do give a fuck, and I want to create that bond. And I feel like I have been able to do that. In fact, I mean, I rarely take new clients, and I'm up for new clients, but also with new clients who deal with just like anything in life. It's people bullshit. I don't want to have
Yeah.
to every single time get to 3 times a day get to the get to know you process. Like I want to know you, you know, like, oh, you got a family, like I know them, they know me, they know when they come to the studio that we're putting in the best work possible and with a dude that we trust to make our work the best.
Dude, that's
That's
one
just
thing that,
something I've prided myself on, so.
yeah, that's one thing that I noticed coming to Lost Boys was like, it's like, dude, the connection and the effort that gets put into the music and making people feel comfortable in there, I'd never seen that.
Yeah.
I've never
I've
seen that in any other
seen it
studio.
like you never get this community. We have
Yeah.
a community that we've built with this Lost Boys thing since me and Milo started, and like Milo even tell you, I live with Milo now. Backstory, and I mean, I'm not gonna take all the credit because Milo set the fucking foundation times 1,000,000,000. But me and Milo have manifested so much of this shit years ago, and everything just fell into place at the perfect fucking time.
Getting to watch it happen.
Like, getting to watch it happen and be a part of it is something that is surreal. And that doesn't, like, I think the impact that this has brought is beyond any of my wildest dreams or Milo's wildest dreams, and I hope your guys's, of like being able to be a part of something bigger with a collection of the most talented people in the world.
Yeah. When you have that drive and that mindset and you're doing it on your own, that's like a crazy feeling. And when you find people that have that similar mindset, it just compounds and it just works,
And for me, it was, I'm such a, what's the fucking right word? I'm such an asshole to the point where I want to, I have this like chip on my shoulder, and I think I've always had it of, when I say I'm going to do something or I want to do something that's so out of pocket that no one else, I mean, I came from a smaller town in Montana, and I grew up in a totally different way. Like, to be able to, I make a living off of making rap music. You
Wow.
kidding me?
How
Like,
many
that's
people
my
can say that?
job. I fucking made it, and yeah, I'm venturing into other things, and that's what you should do. But to be like, I make a genuine living, and I do kind of whatever the fuck I want to do off of making rap music.
Yo, so I got a question. How did
Crazy.
the onboarding process go? Like Miles said, or Milo, he said
Milo, go.
Yeah,
Whatever,
I like
whatever.
calling him Miles. I call him Miles.
I call him Goat. So.
Yeah, he's fucking the best. He was like not down to have interns because they didn't know the schedule. How did that go? You ended up just.
I basically was like, he had told me that, and I was like, I get that. Like, and he had also kind of known my life at that point. Like, I booked a 3-day block session with him, I don't know, 6 years ago, and we did 3 days straight. Dude, it was all the money I had saved for like a year and a half to that point just to be able to do this session with Milo because I'd believed so much in it. And I had called my dad, and I was like, look, I need to take that money out of the safe. I literally said that to do this session. Like, I feel like something's going to come. And my parents are the most supportive. The fact that they've let me just do whatever my mind says is incredible because that's part of who I am. And not a lot of parents will shun that, but they didn't. So I took all the money out and did this 3-day session with Milo. And I knew from that point that he had kind of understood my backstory. And he was like, if anyone gets the lifestyle of just go, 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 and that had been my life with divorced parents growing up. I mean, I lived out of a backpack my whole growing up. Nothing, the most stable house I've ever had in my whole life is the 4 years I've lived with Milo. Before that, I'd never lived in a house longer than maybe a year. I've lived in probably 60 houses in my life. So everything has been literally out of a box, out of a backpack, what I can carry. That's how I've lived. Like sleep wherever, sleep on the... So when I moved here homeless to Seattle, I moved here homeless. I slept in my car half the nights on Trevor's couch or floor because he would let me sometimes. Or at, we called it the Horrority at the time, but it was just this like girl frat house, college house. And I would sleep there on the beds. Like, that's how I came here, because I bet on this music shit. Before I even knew how to run Pro Tools, I knew nothing. I could not keep a fucking beat or a BPM. I didn't know anything about music theory, nothing.
So Miles, like, you got it,
He was just like, come and learn. So I came and learned, and I sat in on some sessions for probably 2 months. And then he goes, you're ready. You need to start booking sessions. And I go, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And he goes, the one thing about engineering, and this will always stick with me. He goes, the one thing about engineering, even if someone asks a question, and this goes for music too, if someone asks a question that you don't know what they're talking about, always act like you know what they're talking about. If they ask a question about some gear or something, and they're like, give them a bullshit answer. Because music is so conceptual, like you're communicating. Like, Baby Pre might go, oh, I need a little more reverb, but I've worked with him enough, and he means a delay reverb that funnels out and is, like, it's just communication. So that was always my thing, is like, it's communication. So no one knew. I mean, I walked into it and I instantly kind of hit it off. I mean, it was a grind, and I had to work with people that I didn't want to work with necessarily, and all sorts of above, but I was just a good dude. I cared about it. I'm passionate about it. That's what it comes down to.
So that passion that brought you to Seattle and got you going here, is that the same passion that pushed you to go to LA? Where you just like, oh, I need to do this and try this?
Yeah.
Is that just what it was?
And it was, you know how they say investors, they might invest in 20 things, but only one of them hits billions. And then they're rich and they're famous. But the 19 other things you don't see come to light. It's one of those things. I went down there and I tried to do music when I was like, oh my God, to live here, it's expensive. I was working at a smoothie shop on Venice Beach, fucking 70 hours a week just to afford rent and be able to live. Balling on a budget. I was making no music. I was like, well, this is pointless. I'm just going to go up homeless. And I trimmed weed right by the Old Rainier Brewery. Trimmed weed, and then I'd go over to the studio and sit on my own sessions. Just for hours, just learning.
When you went to LA, is that when you met Juddy?
No, Juddy's from Bozeman, Montana. So he was 2 years older than me in high school.
Same high school.
Same high school in Montana, and he had blown the fuck up on SoundCloud. I looked up to Juddy like he was a god figure. I was like, dude, this dude's the coolest dude. Like, in high school, I swear to God, you'd go to parties, and you'd hear the name Juddy, and he'd be like, you just know he's swag.
It's lit.
Like, famous on sound, like, and now he's one of my best fucking friends. But in LA, me and Juddy really became best friends. And then he had moved to Seattle because another homie ran Sage for a bit, Sage Studios. And he had moved to work at Sage, and then we had to come, and I'm like, Juddy, come work at Lost Boys. Like, this is the motion. And yeah,
it was up.
Motion. It was up after that. But me and Juddy, are like that. I mean, we've been through some shit, man.
Yep.
Addiction, life. I mean, that's my fucking brother right there.
Yep. And then he took the trip to LA, moved to LA.
And then he moved to LA with his girlfriend at the time and has been there since. Maybe he sees this and he fucking moves back and decides to fucking grow up because... we need him back. He's a part of. He was the next engineer after me at Lost Boys, and that really set the tone. Like, that was when we were like, okay, this can be bigger than me and Milo. When Juddy came along, and then I think we're up to 10 different engineers have like been in rotation, which is just so sick to be a part of. Like I said, like so fucking cool. I mean, B Smith kills it.
You kill it.
Joe
Savage.
Papadon was here for a while. Jorgen, Braden, the whole team. Like,
Shit, if it wasn't for Joe Papadon, I would have nenever met.
yeah,
anyone
and you
here,
used to
bro.
record with Joe, and then
Yeah.
Joe moved to Atlanta and is absolutely balling. And Preem hit me up and was like, "Yo, I gotta get in." Which is actually funny because I was hella like at the start, I didn't know what to think about you.
Bro, it's 'cause
Absolutely.
My whole
Because you
What?
had followed my girlfriend at the time.
Oh,
I was friends with her brother.
Yeah. And
Wait,
I was like,
what?
I was
Wait,
like,
hold
I don't
up,
know
yeah.
what the energy is here. Like,
Yeah.
obviously I'm not from here, so I don't know any of the background. And I was like, we'll just thug it out. And everything was chill in the book. And then I met you in person. I was like, oh, this is
You're like, bro, you're just like Trevor. You gotta
Yeah.
be Trevor.
Yeah, you got to meet Trevor.
That shit was classic.
And then, yeah.
That's crazy.
That was what, 2 years?
Probably.
Damn near 2
Yeah,
years
like
ago
2 years
now. Is
ago.
when,
wow.
Shit, it's crazy.
wow, that is crazy.
How many years has it been since you started working
I moved
as an engineer?
here in 2019, December 2019, so the end
Okay.
of it. And then I was running my own sessions in end of February. And I had no experience like on Pro Tools prior. Running my own sessions into February. I just fucking wanted it more. That's what it was.
Trevor's told
And
me
then I
about-
still had no clue what I was doing. And I'm running these sessions, and that's when you learn, is when you're by
Experience.
yourself, experience twisting fucking knobs for hours on end, learning what compression does, learning what EQing does, learning what compressing your reverb and turning up the high end of your like shit that when you become an engineer, now we can talk about side chaining,
yeah.
you know, different
deep technical shit.
an ensemble or a flanger to make the high end just tame the sibilance a little. It's,
yeah.
you know, it's nerdy shit
Yeah.
at that point, in a good way.
Trevor's told me about like the times where maybe it was when you lived with him or whatever, where you would just sit there and like
For
headphones,
hours
Pro
on my
Tools, and
laptop.
just fuck with Pro Tools.
I
for,
would
like-
get Chase Henney. I would tell him to send me vocals, and I would just sit there and mix Chase Henney shit because I love his music so much that I would just sit there and like try to learn.
mix it, strip
then
it, remix it.
Mix it, strip it, mix it, strip it, mix it.
Yeah.
Just because I was so infatuated. You see what I did there? Fuckers. With the idea of it. And I wanted to prove everybody wrong. Because from a small town, bro, everyone kind of be hating like that. Especially when I'm going to be a rapper. I've heard it all. Oh, how's the music going?
Are you still doing music? Yeah.
How's
Yeah, how's the
going? I'm
music
like,
thing?
How does it look like it's
I
going?
get that shit too. Yeah. Yep. How do you? Okay.
I took 14 trips this year and did whatever the fuck I want, and you work a 9 to 5 and fucking hate your life.
Yeah,
How does it look like the music's going?
your time's the most valuable thing. If you got that and you could do what.
And I'm not hating on the 9 to 5. Like, you gotta hustle. I mean,
If you're happy doing what you're doing, then you're happy.
what it all goes down to is bet on yourself.
Yeah.
I fucking went. I've always been an all in with a 5 of spades and a 2 of diamonds. All in.
Yep. I mean, that's how you make something happen. That's
how you make
out of the
something happen.
ordinary.
Yeah, exactly.
Out of the ordinary. You know.
And not that I've done anything yet. Like, I don't feel like I've done anything. Nothing. And that's the most beautiful part is I've accomplished nothing yet.
I wouldn't say.
Where-
I wouldn't
well,
say.
No,
Well,
but that's my mentality, and that's how it always will be. I might have accomplished some shit. I did whatever. I think close to 15 million streams last year engineering. Nothing to me. It means nothing. Like, what means something is like the community. Like, I've established a dope community of people. Beyond that, nothing. And I hope. And it's a weird thing because I'm such a go-getter. I hope one day you can appreciate it more. And I do appreciate it because it's been a lot of steps to get here. But
Never.
you have to
satisfied.
have that mentality of
Yeah.
just keep grinding. Keep grinding. Keep going.
Not enough.
And that's what got me here, which is a beautiful thing. So I'm going to keep that.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. Yep.
I
I don't want an ego to fuck any of this up.
yeah.
Because I've seen it happen for so many people. Ego fucks it up.
That reminds me of this is like an analogy I say sometimes. When I was in high school, I scored a touchdown and I celebrated, and my coach was like, "Don't do that again." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, this is just what you do. Like you gotta let them know you're used to it, you know." So it's like you don't celebrate.
Act like you've been here before. That's what my baseball coach always used to say.
You're not satisfied. It's just what you're doing. It's like
Act
I'm not
like you've been here
surprised.
before.
That's what my coach told me because I was hitting the robot when I scored a touchdown. I was like, fuck that.
Like one of
Give
these?
the ball to the ref.
One of
bro.
these ones? Can you hit it for us?
You gonna get all the way up? Let's go. That's
That's
crazy.
That move right there at least 5-6 times, bro. And I was like,
Oh,
ball in, like, elementary
Yeah,
school.
when you hit that, like you better
My coach
hit
is
a
like,
3.
You're not fucking playing, bro.
That's all in. That's the definition.
That's
of
all in, though. And this, 89% of music is confidence. You meet the most talented artists with no confidence, and we all have. You were like, you should be out of here, but you don't have the confidence. You don't believe in yourself enough. If you're not going to believe in yourself times 1,000,000,000, no one's going to believe in you a little bit.
Facts.
I so wholeheartedly believe that. I should have gave up 5 years ago when I started. I listened to some of the stuff that I did 6 years ago, and I got so red-faced embarrassed. This was yesterday, I think, actually. I was like, this is I can't believe I thought this was decent.
but it kept you going.
But it kept me going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel the same way
Yeah.
listening to my old shit, bro.
And that's
Like,
a
what the
beautiful
fuck
thing.
was
That
I
means as
thinking?
an artist, you're making strides.
So, that's the development, right? So how do you feel like your style as an artist has developed and changed, like, through the stages of an artist?
I just got more true to myself. Like, what do I enjoy making? My number one song, Montecito, obviously you guys all know it, and number one song, it's got 4,000 fucking streams. Like, shut the fuck up, Reed, you know? That's easy for me, but that's honestly not the music I love to make. I just love to make, like, stripped down on a guitar strum.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that recently, and I'm like, it's the most happy I've been with my music, the most sure, talking about shit that's actually going on.
Yep.
Whether I feel it or someone else has felt it or I've experienced it. Like actually, and recording when I feel something. Because I can record whenever, right? I kind of have access to a studio. I can do whatever. Recording when I feel pain. I make sad music, so I'm not singing about fucking rainbows and tulips. You know? Let's make
Yeah.
it when I feel something.
Yeah.
So I can preach that through. And obviously your voice gets better and you learn how to fucking make a hook and bridges and loop and shit and making it easier. But
Yeah. Because a lot of people, like, try and experiment, and, like, some people, they find their sound quick, and some people, they find their sound way
and I've
later.
experimented, dude, the amount of songs I made, that's what I tell people when I can tell they're first starting out is they invest so much time into a song and oh, it's not working and oh, the only thing I tell, make 10,000 more songs.
Keep going. Yeah. Yep.
I've made probably 10,000 songs.
And of
10,000
those,
fucking
of those,
songs.
what gets released?
2%.
You know? Yeah.
But now all the shit I make is gonna get released.
yeah.
What
Yep.
are you excited about coming up? Your music or people you're working with, any specific artists?
I mean, Osa Sucker K is hands down the most talented or one of the most talented artists I've ever worked with. I don't mean to diss anyone else, but like the way that Oso Sokake's brain works is incredible. His depth, he's incredible. Breezy Casanova, I've always thought is so gassing, melodies wise.
Projects though, aside
Projects.
from people like releases.
Oh, for me?
So you're working with Oso a lot. You guys got quite.
Yeah, we've been locked in recently.
Yeah.
He just has emotion to him, has a swag to him that I've never seen before. And we have so much backstory. G Baby from South, his older cousin I used to work with 2 days. He was one of my first bigger artists I ever engineered for. And me and him are like that. Like we worked 3 times a week. Like became best friends. We still talk all the time. I was on the phone with him for an hour yesterday on FaceTime, and he was showing me new music he made off his phone. And I was like, God, I wish it was with me, because he's just so gassed. But he introduced me to O at, I think O was 13 at the time.
Damn.
Bo was
And
young, and he just
O
still
was
is.
young, and he still is, 17, but it was always just kind of some big brother shit, and O was just the most solid, and the people, G is the most solid, so it's been cool to see him grow up.
Yeah.
He was with us in Port Angeles. He came out and was on that show last night, and
How was that?
oh my God, it was just classic. Just a good little turnout. I don't know, 75. I just if one person comes out to me and tells me I killed it, that's all I'm doing it for. Like,
Yeah.
I don't need to change 1 million people's lives. Like, if one person comes up and says I changed their life, like this older lady was like, you guys are incredible, and found us on Spotify and was like front row and stayed there. She's like, I'm not from here, but she heard us in the sound check at 6 p.m. and stayed until 10:30
Wow.
just to hear us. And she kept on asking me, like, when are you guys gonna go up? Like, I'm not from here. I don't really have friends. I was just at the bar drinking, and you guys did your sound check. You guys are incredible. That's the shit that keeps you going. When you feel that, it's just this incredible euphoria of, wow, I've made something bigger than me.
Yeah.
My pain is translated into someone else giving a fuck.
Yeah.
And that's what I do it for. So yeah, it was a good time. Oh, pulled up, Mafia D. We went crazy. Mafia D.
Well, that's a crazy lineup.
Yeah, it was.
Mafia
crazy
D,
lineup.
Oso.
Slim Really Trap.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's just kind of Mando too with Trevor being from PA and having a PA show.
Literally.
It's like a show in your hometown. You can't really pass that up.
And I love it over there too. Like Port Angeles is a great spot. It's just gorgeous. I'd love to spend time over there. It's like mountain meets sea.
Yeah,
in the
the
Northwest.
The Olympics.
The Olympics are incredible. I'm such from a mountainous spot that it gives me a home vibe for sure. So
You think you ever do a show in your hometown?
I did one, and yeah, I would so do another, but it's just at the point now where if I were to really get some recognition and win a Grammy or win, they would probably put me in the paper or some shit.
Yeah, that.
But I'd be like, what the fuck? Like, y'all hated for the last 10 years of me doing this.
Yeah.
I go back there.
You go back and
and my people are super supportive, like my people, and some people think it's really dope. And I know I inspire some people from like small town Montana to go chase music or do something out of the normal, like going to construction or whatever the fuck people do from Montana. So I think that's cool, but yeah, I would do a show in Bozeman for sure. I'd do a show anywhere. Like I said, if I can affect one person, that's all I do it for. Like I drop music, I don't even announce it. I say album's out. I worked on it for 4 months. It's put my heart and soul into it. I'll just album's out. It's like, what am I gonna hype this up like I'm Travis Scott? Fuck no, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm just Reed. I'm just making music. I'm venting. This
Yeah.
is my therapy.
Yeah. That's what we talked
And
about.
by
on
the
last
way,
pod.
my new Kratom brand, My Therapy, coming out. I'm gonna
Hey,
make a
bro,
million
your
off
music
Kratom.
has been sounding phenomenal lately, bro.
My Kratom. My Therapy.
Ever since you got back from your hunting trip, bro, it seems like you've been locked in.
And you said that earlier, and that's so funny because when I go on my hunting trip, so I go from the end of August to basically the end of November and April and May. So I'm an outfitter. I take people hunting. That's my other gig, and that's what my dad did for 30 years. He just retired this year. So that's what I grew up doing. That's what I know. Small town, I hunt. I probably hunt 150 days a year, realistically. And so I go on these excursions. I just got back the middle of December. But it gives me this fresh start, like this fresh creative spark of... No one knows how, unless you've done it, and if you've hunted and really spent time in the wilderness or have that escape, you know what I'm talking about. But when you're out there and it's survival by yourself and you got a bow and arrow in your hands,
Yeah.
scream as loud as you want. No one can fucking hear you. Like, you might call in a grizzly bear. Fuck, you know?
There's calm
And
in
that's
it.
dramatic, obviously, but it's just a different pace of life.
Yeah.
It's slower. It's more wholesome. Every time you're driving down any road in Eastern Montana and you wave to every person you pass.
Yeah.
You walk into the bar and you say hello to everyone. You might shake everyone in the bar's hand before you sit down and have a drink.
Yeah.
You don't do that here. You don't do that in the city. There's not that. No one gives a fuck.
Small town.
Small
yeah,
town
so
girl.
it's-
When I know damn well you're from the city.
Yeah.
So you think it is important to take a step back as an artist sometimes from the music?
Oh,
or-
it's the most important thing.
yeah.
Take a step out and live life. What are you going to talk about if you're not living life?
Bro, the best music I feel like I've made is when I go on like a trip or something.
And you come back with inspiration.
A couple weeks off of recording, come back with like fresh mindset.
Hit a vacay, hit the islands, and
Yeah.
then some shit, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little experience. Yeah, is inspiration for sure. Every time. That's the cure to writer's block for sure. Dang, man.
That's like the. That's like you know, like I guess I'll just say the Migos, like, you know, they're always talking about like the hype, some hype shit or like something, like, because they're constantly, and I think they said in an interview, I think it was Offset or something, he said like moving constantly and just seeing, like, even if you're not even like, even if you don't have all the money in the world, just doing something simple like you do is just going out there and
It's
like,
hobby based.
just whatever, dude. You could, I don't know, you could
There's
go take
so
a
much that
kayak
this
out in the lake, come
fucking-
back and make a song.
Yeah.
There's so
You
much
know?
that this life has to offer. Like, I try to golf as much as I can. I've been getting into bowling. I hunt. I make music. I'm about to start sales rep in Kratom. Like, seriously.
What is
so
the
many-
brand? Is there gonna be a brand name?
My
or-
Therapy.
That's it.
My
Bro,
Therapy.
you gotta get Keki
That's
on that
lit.
shit, bro. Mr. Kratom.
Mr. Kratom. Keki is Mr. Shout out Keki too. We're about to take
Hey,
over. some
when did you get into golfing?
So I actually played a year in high school. My freshman year, I was on the JV golf team in Montana, which you can imagine is just like fucking. It was like a bunch of homies, and I was the last one on the team. And it actually still makes me mad. They tried to call me out for cheating in the tryouts for golf. I was a freshman, but I try out for the JV team. The coach tried to call me out for cheating. And golf is like the one thing. I'm not a cheater in anything, like. And they tried to call me out for cheating. It made me
How?
so
Yeah,
that I
that's-
cheated my stroke. So a dude I was playing with said I was cheating and like shooting lower. And I'm
Oh,
pretty
like
sure
he was
he was
counting
cheating,
on-
but he was just a piece of shit, right?
You was trying to throw off the fucking.
Yeah,
Pretty sus,
or he
though, if
didn't
he
like
comes
me
to that.
or something. And so the
Yeah.
coach came to me and was like, hey, I heard from who was playing with you that you're cheating. And I was like, I like got really upset because I was like, especially golf. If you cheat at golf, you could jump off a cliff and the world would be fine.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those. It's a gentleman's game, right?
Yeah.
You cheating ain't making you any better.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. It's the hardest game on fucking in the planet. It's hard.
Golf's like a peaceful
But they
game,
called me
too.
out for cheating. I made the JV team, and then I didn't play for like 6 years. So 2 years ago, I got my clubs back, and then I caught the golf itch again. So now I try to golf a bit.
I'm gonna have to pull up with you, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna have to pull up. We've been talking about it for
Yeah.
a year now. So
Can't even like go this time of year, can you?
I'd be good. Now's my favorite time to go if it's not like pouring rain.
Yeah.
Because in Washington or Seattle area in the summer to go golfing, it's packed always.
Yeah. And you've done some golfing in like Arizona.
Arizona, yeah. Now I golf. Now so my dad moved down to Arizona. I have a big tournament down there in 2 months actually. That'll be classic. But yeah, I try to bring my clubs wherever I can go. That's just like my release.
Yeah, you got golf pants on. Look right now, huh?
Lululemon.
Shit.
Shout out
Oh, shit.
Lululemon. These are yeah, swag.
Tie and
What-
shit.
What's your favorite course that you've hit so far?
My dad's course, Wickenburg Ranch in Wickenburg, Arizona, is incredible. I played a Troon course in Arizona that was also incredible. Honestly, the nostalgia part of the first course that I grew up on, like when I was 14 or whatever that was, Bridger Creek, I'd love to go back there and play. It's gorgeous and it's just a public, just a classic course that I've played more than any other course. So it's just that course is always classic to play.
Yep. Dude, the Arizona thing reminded me of kind of options for like locations for studios too.
Oh, that's
And
next
so-
up.
I mean, we were in Seattle and then we came here and then, dude, what do you think is like the most ideal move for another location of a studio? Not LA, right? Too dense.
Fuck
too dense.
LA. The next
Not-
stop is Phoenix or
Scottsdale.
Not Atlanta,
Scottsdale. It's
because
just where does everyone go to tour? Phoenix, Arizona.
yeah,
There's artists coming in and out. I think there's obviously a good young age group of 18 to 35-year-olds, which is typically our clientele base of artists. Like you don't get
Yeah.
a bunch of 60-year-olds in the studio. Of creatives down there. I think it's a market that we're gonna tap into. That's our next step. This happened and our next step is that 1,000%. Arizona.
Have
Somewhere
you
near
ever? Sorry to
huge-
cut you off. Have you ever recorded like an old ass dude?
an old ass.
I mean,
dude.
like,
What
Not
about
an old ass
uh,
dude. Sorry.
oh, define
old-
fucking
okay, I
old,
didn't mean
'cause
an old-ass
many
dude.
40-year-olds.
Over 40. Not to call him old ass, but
Man, you had a special guest here when the studio first opened. Yeah,
What about who's the guy that?
Who?
you and Miles were.
Oh, Matisyahu.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
probably
that's-
upper 40s. One day, one
bro, I knew
day.
you were gonna say him, bro. Because
And he was actually one of the dopest. I listened to him a lot as a kid. He was one of the dopest celebrities, whatever you want to call it, influencers, artists that I've ever met. That's genuinely a dope dude. We instantly connected like that. I mean, we were smoking joints right outside the studio here with the yacht, like talking about, and he was asking me about life. That's what I think goes so much deeper is like these artists get this ego. This dude has had how many platinum records and is asking me about my life, after just meeting me. It's just the genuine shit like we went back to earlier. That's what it's about in this game. And if
Yeah,
you pull some
yeah.
fuck shit, everyone's going to find out.
Facts.
The world's too small.
Yeah,
You can't pull fuck shit in this game.
dude, that's
Look at Damon Albert, for example. Fuck shit.
Who's that?
Everyone knows. Oh, just a bum. But it's just literally, like, you can't be pulling like, everyone finds out. I'm friends with all the other engineers. Like, shit gets relayed like that. Ferg's dying. That's
Man, the entertainment.
That was a classic.
I straight up, I'll call that anyone. Damon knows he pulled some fuck shit.
The industry is a wild.
The
place,
industry's
man.
wild, though. It's like that. And that's not the only name. Like, I could really sit here and name drop for hours.
He's trying to get on his Cat Williams.
I will, too. Like, and that's what I feel so confident about is, like, if anyone talks shit on me, they might be like, oh, he's a dick. Which is like, yeah, I kind of am a dick. I'll just speak my mind. So,
yeah,
like, that's the worst you're going to say. I don't know a goddamn soul in the world. I've never done 2 sketches shit ever. Like, what are you going to say, you know?
Yeah.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
can't-
Fuck
yeah
'em.
no, I mean, true.
You're
True.
not
Stay genuine.
disingenuine.
Stay genuine.
Yeah,
Stay genuine.
Yeah, keep it true. Keep it true, right? Keep it
Um,
real.
We talked about that genuineness being so apparent nowadays in the industry, like from like the Triple X Tentacion and the Juice World, you know, like being so sad music, soul putting their soul into it, being genuine, and that's what popped. Like that's why everybody loves them. Before, like, you know, I don't know if it was really like that as much as it is like nowadays, you know?
That vulnerability, yeah. Miles brought that up on the last podcast. Like, in the last, you know, even 10 years, even more recent, have like men been vulnerable and doing it
Yeah.
in music, and
Yeah.
people really attaching to that genuine and authenticity of that. Yes, there's something there, man. Like we naturally know when people are being fake. You know, like when an ad hits your
Hell yeah.
phone or something, and you're,
And it's bullshit. Yeah.
you know, it's like
You're swiping.
you're
Yeah.
just going right past it. But when something that's undeniable is there, you know, it's you recognize it right off the rip.
And I think that's what separates Lost Boys specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
Like, if you ask any of our clients, it's the genuine, like, we give a fuck about the music.
Yeah, the
We give a fuck about
reputation,
what's coming
yeah.
out of here.
Yeah,
Like,
And
I-
that's with anything, I think, that we put our minds to and work towards.
yeah, I'd agree.
You have to
100%
have,
facts.
you have to have the passion.
Yep.
If you don't believe in yourself, I swear no one else will.
Yep.
And, yeah.
No one else.
That's quote of the day. Quote of the year.
Shoot.
Oh my God.
Facts.
Quote of 2024.
What do you guys, so like that being the thing where that having that output kind of helps you gain the followers and gain the attention, gain the proper attention that makes you successful as an artist. What do you think artists can do if, so let's say they have that character to them, what do you think that they can do to push themselves in front of a wider audience? What do you see that works? You know?
I guess I'm not so much on that scene. I don't know what works. I
Yeah.
wish I knew what works.
Yeah.
I got 2,000 followers on Instagram. Nothing that I've done works.
I don't honestly, bro.
I just do me.
I don't think the music industry is very genuine, so I don't.
No,
think
it's
being a
personability.
genuine
If you
person-
can grow your fan base to
Yeah.
love you, if they have a connection to you and they have that attachment of, oh, I feel like I can relate to this person.
Yeah,
That's
there's
the number one thing.
no fixed rules. Like,
There's not
yeah, this shit.
a million things have
yeah.
worked,
Yeah,
and they'll continue to work.
every story is a bit different.
Every
It's
story's a bit
evolving.
different.
What works evolves. But there's just patterns, but it's like it's different all the time.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
changing.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely gotta start with the good product. I mean,
You have to have a good product,
Yeah.
but before it even gets to the product, you have to. I mean, I'm like I said, 10,000 songs before I feel like I have a product that's some of my best work,
well, shit.
and I hope it continues.
10,000 reps makes you a master.
Exactly.
when are you gonna release? What's next? What can we look forward to?
Sooner than later.
Next week, the week after, the next month, 2 months?
I have a bunch of shit coming up in the next month. I'm about to be an uncle here soon.
Hell yeah.
Not actual
Congratulations, bro.
uncle, but my best friend's
yeah.
having a kid. It might be being born right now as we speak.
Oh, shit.
Shout out Pryor.
Lit.
If you watch, you'll watch this maybe in 20 years. Yeah, she's my little nephew of my best friend. So she's being born, and then I'm going back to Montana. I'm taking my outfitter's test. This is the year that just shit's coming into fruition of like, what's the next step?
Transition. Yeah, it's like
multiple different levels of income is the number one step. You can't be one faceted.
That's just
Yeah.
or one-sided. You can't. I want to have 10 different sources of income,
Yeah.
all different.
Yeah.
So what's the outfitter's test? You gotta get a license.
Well, so I can legally take people hunting, and I'll have that, and then I can have guides licensed under me to guide and run hunts legally in the state of Montana.
You just like lease land, or you're gonna stay?
I lease land, yeah. So just lease land from different landowners, and that'll just continue. I have a few spots leased now, and it'll change, and relationships change, and it's just like this business, it's just a relationship. And I have a good clientele base of hunters who are genuine people who love to hunt with me. It's like the same thing, like they'll come out hunting with me and we'll catch up for a day before we even go hunting of just what's been going on in life. And I've taken trips with them and gone to Vegas and Florida and all around the fucking country with these people that I've met through hunting that just we've become friends. And
relationships. That's what life's about.
that's what
man.
life's about
That's
is
like
relationships. Like,
building
when you're on your
relationships.
deathbed, you're not going to think about your bank account. You're going to think about the people who care about you and the relationships you've built and the people you've been able to impact. That's number one. Life's
Facts.
too damn short.
Facts.
I've had a lot of people pass in my life from different scenarios, and everyone's had people pass, obviously. But the thing I've learned most about is, like, don't take it for granted. Like, call them. Tell them you love them. You never know,
Yeah. Dude. Hell yeah.
It sounds cliche.
It sounds cliche, but
Like,
it's so
it's true.
fact.
Dude, that's
Every time I see my grandpa, he's like, did you stop by your mom's? How's your mom doing?"
Yeah.
And he sees her like every day. And
Yeah.
he's asking me. but
Asking
I
you.
know, but I know he's saying that to try to tell me like,
Don't pass up an
Yeah.
opportunity
Yeah, stop by.
to
there.
spend with these people.
Yeah.
And anyone in life. Like, I don't think you should ever pass up an opportunity with people you give a fuck about. Like, obviously, we all have to make business decisions and make shit shake and make ends meet. But, like I told my brother a few years ago, my sister bought him a ticket to come visit him in Denver. And he was going to do this modeling thing for her haircut. She's a barber. And he was not going to go. And I was like, dude, she bought you a ticket. You're going to go experience this. Go experience Denver. Go live your life. Go soak up that knowledge. You'll remember that, not that you were a few extra bucks short. Like, you'll make it work. You'll make it work. You'll pay the bill. You'll get it figured out. Even if that means you can't go to Chick-fil-A 3 days a week. Or whatever it is. You got to save a little extra money 1 week. Okay. You'll make it work. Go spend that time. That's
Yeah.
facts.
That's huge. Damn, that's a life. It's
Motto.
huge in life. Yeah. So, damn, that's so true, bro. So your dad's retiring, and then are you taking over the?
Dad's semi-retiring. He's like me. He can't stop working. So
Yeah.
he's opening a car wash and storage units, and that's his retirement plan. He's golfing 4 days a week, hunting
Semi.
whenever he can. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's my role model. I've always been shadow of him. He is just, and he's always let me do whatever I want, like, and put my mind to. He's been supportive, which is why I'm at where I'm at. Honestly, If it wasn't for him, like, and him just advise, like, that's my role model. And my mom right there too. I mean, my relationship with both my parents is that, which is blessings because not a lot of people have that. I mean, I talk to both my mom and dad daily, every day, chopping it up about what I'm doing, business, relationships, what I'm cooking for food that day. Like, I send them songs I've made, you know, and even my dad might not get it all, but he trusts the passion behind it. And that's all you can do. Like, you're a soon-to-be father.
Yeah.
Like, all you can do is trust that they're going to give it their all, and you've raised them to give it their all.
Yeah, and just support it no matter
If
what.
they're going to believe in it 1,000%. Because crazy, we live in America, the greatest country in the fucking world, because you can do whatever the fuck you want. And anyone who wants to deny that, like, go to a third world country. I spent some time in Thailand and Vietnam. You ain't doing this.
Real shit.
You want to talk shit about America? Move. That might be
Yeah.
too political for this fucking podcast. But fuck it.
Fuck it, bro. However you feel.
I'm not even
Yeah.
political. Yeah, that's just how I feel.
We got a disclaimer, bro. We're all
Yeah,
good.
disclaimer.
Don't,
Yeah.
Don't even matter.
None of these props are actual weapons. Type. Yeah.
This is not real alcohol.
This is not real alcohol, and
This is not a double cup. It's a single cup.
this is not lean. It's whiskey, Rebel whiskey, $17.99 after tax. UFC.
Let's go.
All right, kind of changing the subject here. We asked Milo the same question, but like, what's one of the worst studio experiences you've had being an engineer at Lost Boys?
Ooh.
Or just wildest.
Or yeah,
What
or just
an
wildest,
right
yeah,
off the bat.
wildest or worse, yeah.
I don't even know that I should talk about that.
That's the one you should talk about.
You don't gotta drop names or anything.
I was with this dude, and he's got like 2 million followers on Instagram. Old OG is what they called him. Like, blah, did this shit with Snoop Dogg way back when. Well, he's at the old Rainier spot, and this is probably 3 years ago. And we have like 3 days block sessions. It's me and Juddy working these block sessions with this. He was a Universal rep at the time with these other artists. It was kind of like, it was like Tupac reincarnated. Like, literally, he looked like Tupac, and he made music exactly like Tupac, but it wasn't. It could have been. I don't know. But anywho, day 2 of these block sessions, this dude with 2 million plus followers on Instagram, right? Oh, gee, this, famous. Once again, this ego bullshit. Comes into the studio, and he's like, hey, can I smoke cigarettes in the studio? And I go, no, you can't smoke cigarettes in the studio. Like, you've got to take the elevator down and go down to the alleyway and smoke cigarettes. Okay, word, bro, I got you. Well, I come out to go to the bathroom, and
He's lighting up a stove.
he's smoking a cigarette in the hallway. And I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I just told you 30 minutes ago not to smoke a... Oh, my bad, I got you, bro. And I'm like, go down the elevator next time and smoke it outside. Oh, blase. And then I come out 45 minutes later, and he's hotboxed the whole bathroom of cigarette smoke. He smoked like 5 cigarettes in the bathroom, reeking.
How much do you gotta love cigarettes to be
He's a
boxing
he's
a
a
cigarette?
he's a fiend. I
Hotboxing
don't know.
a cigarette is
He's
that's
old
an
and-
activity, bro.
Probably hasn't had a shaved pussy since fucking '89. But like,
They didn't do.
That's
didn't
built
shave.
different.
they didn't shave back then, and that's disappointing that he had to go through that era because obviously it's affected him.
Wow.
Anywho, so I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'll do it. I'm hood. I'll do whatever I want. Like, you don't know who I am. Like, I jerked off Snoop Dogg for $100 one time. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, fucking chill out, dude. And he's trying to press me. He's getting in my face. And then I'm like, dude, like, just get the fuck out. Like, the session's over. Get the fuck out. And he's like, I'm gonna bring back my 9mm and shoot you in the head, and like threatening to kill me. Actually, in the studio session.
Wow, dude's for
And
real about
everyone
his
around
mom.
is like,
He's-
what the fuck, dude? Like, chilling. They're having to restrain him. He's like, you're the bigot. Like, and he started being
Yeah.
racist towards white people, and I'm like, okay, like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm white. Like, state the
I don't
fucking
wanna
obvious.
Go in the bathroom and
Golf clap.
have
Yeah.
the fucking
I'm like, I
bathroom
just
be
told you
hot
not
box
to smoke
cigarettes.
cigarettes in here 3 times, and you smoke cigarettes in here 3 times. It's like, that was crazy though.
So you just cut it? Just
Yeah, and they had to drag him out of the studio. This
he,
dude
like,
with 2
faded or
million
something?
plus
Was he-
followers, I swear to God.
was he like faded or?
No, I guess he was off the cigarette heavy or something.
Yeah, he's a ride or die
Faded off
dart,
some
dart type
fucking
guy.
tobacco, bro. Dude,
Yeah.
lace that shit with bath salt. I don't know, bro.
He
Like,
was off the cigarette.
he's
heavy.
bald too, so it's like his head was glistening, and I was like, "You were way too old to be mad, bro," because I can see the veins in your fucking head. Like, chill out.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Right.
Yeah.
And
And then I had like some other ones, like these wannabe rappers came in one time with these chicks, and like some e-girl chick shit, and like these wannabe like TikTok rappers, and they booked like 6 hours, and it's like, word, like, in like hour 4, they've spilled 5 bottles and drinks, and we've recorded 1 bar, and I was like, you guys don't like. Fuck out of here. This isn't. You guys are flexing straight for these chicks to feel like you're famous. I don't know. I'm like,
wow.
you're paying me good money.
What do you do?
An
hour.
There? Do you just drink their alcohol and kick it, or you
I was drinking their alcohol, and then they spilled it like 4 times, and I had to clean it up every time because they wouldn't. I was like, fuck out of here, bro. I'm not sitting here. I'm not a waitress. I'm not a busser.
Yeah.
No, you
I
kinda
don't be
are a
bussing
busser.
tables.
You kinda are a busser.
I can't. I'm a busser. I be busting
on the
rhymes.
fucking keyboard, son.
Busting rhymes.
Pull up to a studio session, pay for studio time to do something like that, then I
It
don't know
was
what you're
just
doing.
brutal because it was. I mean, you're gonna
You're trying to
advertise
show out
yourself
for the
as a
bitches.
rapper or an artist, and you're gonna come in and you're not gonna be able to make music.
Was the 1 bar heat though, or was it?
No, it was horrible.
in the stew.
I mean, if it was
Well,
a
and
heat
then
1
like
bar.
another artist, you've worked with him too before, like comes in and he'll just play his own music for 8 hours.
Yeah.
You won't make music. I've had 9 sessions with him. You won't make music. You just listen to shit he's made.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie.
And I'm like, you're paying
I know you're talking about
X
pull up
amount
for
of
one
money- yeah.
session.
You're paying X amount of money and you're not even recording music. You're just listening, and you're like, you have 38 people in there, and you're like,
Bro, I was about to say,
recorded last
the one session I pulled up to, I walked in, and there was literally like 40 people there, bro. I couldn't even move around.
Yeah, it looks like an
And
album
nothing was
release
going on.
party,
I was like, what the fuck?
and
bro?
someone's paying for this
Well,
to have music made,
That's literally what's happening. He's playing his whole album.
and no one's heard a song
It's
from
not
him
even,
since fucking Lil Mosey
like-
came out 10 years ago.
It's probably like a marketing ploy or something.
No, it's
Get
not a
some-
marketing play. It's
some
just
Snapchat
you're
or
just not a
something.
grinder. You don't know how to make music that well.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
a grinder.
that and it's like, oh, I'm not. Don't force it. Don't force it. I mean, can we agree? Sometimes you kind of have to like,
Don't force it.
Just-
How about you just make music? Like,
yeah, just do what you're.
don't book an engineer if you don't want to. Like, book a therapist if you just want to sit there and listen to music.
Yeah.
I don't
Dude.
know. They have massage parlors. I'm sure you can play your music at. Like Ling Ling
Yeah.
massage parlor. I'm sure it's open till 10 p.m. You could just
Yeah.
play your music there and sit there and like act cool. Like,
Yeah. Facts.
I'm not Ling Ling
Yeah.
massage. You know, I'm fucking Lost Boys Studios. So,
Yeah. Wow.
and I ain't getting out massages either.
They're
So
throwing
don't
you the
expect
ox
it.
Dude,
during
that's
the
like
massage.
the. Dude, I've seen some songs get made in front of maybe, I don't know, like 10 to 15 people in the studio. I've seen a good song get made before like that, but it's just not the vibe. It's not the way to do it. I think you lock in solo, right?
I'm a solo rocker.
Yeah.
the
Most of the
vibe I've
music
been
I've
on.
been making that I was showing you before this, that you're like, this is gas. I will pull the fucking mic out and sit right there and do it myself.
Yeah.
Dolo. Or like I have Ferb in there, like, and it's me and him, or like one other person, or me and Smith. And like, it's so. There's a connection to everything that's made. Like you can't have. I don't want some bots in there while I'm spitting out what I'm feeling.
Yeah, like if you're gonna have people in your session, you're paying good money for your session. Like it should.
It's not even about paying. It's about the art that's gonna come out of it.
The art that's gonna come out of it. That's what I'm saying is like have people. If you're gonna have people have people that are gonna help the cause, like give you ideas or like people that are gonna bring something to the table, not someone that's just sitting there.
Dude, some of the best sessions is like engineer 1 to maybe 3 max, maybe 4, who knows, just producers, like producers, engineer, artist. Those are the most solid sessions when everyone can just put in their part and everyone has the same goal. It's like and you're working with masterminds of creativity. Like those are the best sessions.
The best.
Yeah.
Honestly, like even if someone's not bringing something to the table, if they have good energy, like if it's the homie and they're like excited to be there and shit, like,
then it makes it all worth it.
Literally,
1,000%.
Exactly. Like,
if you have a positive
right
attitude
energy,
or you're
bro.
hungry about it, it makes everyone else in the room hungry about it.
Yeah. Facts.
If you give a fuck about this, everyone else does.
Dude, I always said this thing, if an artist isn't getting it, they're not getting it either. Switch what you're doing. Or I always used to say this thing called last vinyl. I'd say that to them. It's your last vinyl. Like, dude, they used to record on vinyls and you used to get 1 take per vinyl or per cassette or what, you know what I'm saying? Like tape recordings. Like, dude, you used to get 1 shot.
Yeah.
Like 1 shot. You record it, you get 1 shot, you stop it, you can rewind, you can record it. Like, you get 1 shot. Like we might go through all the vinyls in the studio. We're out of vinyls. What are you gonna do on your last vinyl?
And that goes
You know what I
back
mean?
to
Like, that's like a mentality to have.
make 10,000 songs.
Yeah.
Why are we spending 48 minutes on a bar? If it ain't fitting, make another song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, move on. Come back if you got
Are you famous yet?
But I'll see
Are
people
all
spend,
your
like,
bills paid for music?
2
No?
months on a
Okay,
song,
make another
bro.
song.
I
Huh?
see people spend like 2 months on a song.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And that's fine if that 2 months is gonna make you Macklemore money.
yeah.
Facts.
That's fine.
I just feel like part of
Yeah,
it is
facts,
like
yeah.
you gotta. I don't know, bro. It's like you almost gotta go in there and spit like how you're feeling in the moment to get the best product.
Yeah, and that's why I hate re-recording shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a re-recorder.
I've only seen you re-record 1 song ever.
Yeah. One song ever.
1 song ever.
It's the only song I ever re-recorded.
And that was like an older song, right?
Yep.
But it came out to be one of the most gas records you have.
Yep, I agree.
I think Smooth was just like, you need
Man
to
in the
re-record
Mirror,
this.
that's Smooth's favorite song
Yeah.
ever. It's the only song I've ever re-recorded. And that's why I re-recorded it, is because Smooth, and he loved it so much that I was like, I don't like it, so I have to do it so I can drop it for him.
Yeah.
Because it affected him. Like, he loved it so much. Otherwise, I would have never dropped that record.
Yeah.
But I'm so about, like, when you record it in the moment, even if it's in your fucking car on a Bluebird microphone and you have to mix it like that emotion or whatever you felt there, whatever you thought was gas there, is gas for a reason.
Timestamp that moment.
If you don't like it, record another song. Like, you don't have anything invested into the song.
We have the ability.
Hopefully you have your producer and some producer and you didn't spend $1 billion on the beat. Make another song if you need to re-record it.
If you spend $1 billion on a beat and it ain't it,
You know,
that's tough. That's
That's very
tough, bro.
Yeah, that is tough. At that point, you should reconsider a lot of shit you're doing in life.
Yeah.
Because a lot of shit will buy you $1 billion. You could buy probably every strip club in North America for $1 billion.
How much kratom you think you could get?
How many
think
my
you can-
therapy?
Well, you could get the whole market that 2022 made. 1.9 billion last year.
You've done the numbers.
What is
Yeah.
crazy?
He's done the numbers.
Kratom connoisseur.
Kratom is a root of a plant that's used in Southeast Asia for herbal medicines for the last hundreds of years. And it's just kind of getting introduced into modern world USA or whatever you want to call it. And no one knows about it yet, but it treats pain, anxiety.
So it's herbs like tea or something, but it's not.
And
used
people
to
drink
see it in, like-
teas, herbal teas, like,
Yeah,
and
okay.
it gives you it. There's some what it's, I forget the, but it affects a part of your brain that opioids affect, like receptors, like pain receptors. So it creates an opioid-like feeling, but without all the bullshit that the pharmaceuticals have. And you're going to see all this shit come out that's like from the government that's like, oh, it's so bad for you, all these deaths. No, it's because they run the pharmaceutical company and they don't want you to find out about this substitute
business, yeah.
that actually is in an opioid crisis and killing millions of fucking people a year just because there's such a money flow.
Yeah, so it's
And that's why but people are getting more woke, and it's going to be the most booming thing in the next 15 years. It's going to be like when THC and CBD became recreational, and that whole boom started.
So that's one of those income streams you were talking about.
That's one of the income streams that I'm just about to start with. My therapy kratom, me and my buddy are getting into, and
That's crazy to say, bro. Like,
Kratom, bro. I feel
it's
you.
going to be it.
just
And
the
I
kratom.
literally had a dream about it, and I was like, this is going to fucking blow up, and
I believe.
I'm going to get my foot in
One
the door
day-
before.
One day I would come to the studio and Reed's with I don't know, but I can't remember who it was. Who was who were you recording? I don't know. I came in and you were like, dude, you should try this shit. It's like the shit, you know, like it'll help you. Like you were with
Did
somebody.
you try it?
No, I didn't, but I
Locked.
probably should get locked in with it.
It's locked in. It's like
Yeah.
for muscle fucking joint relief. Like, it's healthy for you. It's used as a stimulant, like in the right doses.
Is it
Sure,
a
I took
supplement then?
two of
It's like
them.
It's a supplement.
It's like rhodiola or something. Have you heard of that? Rhodiola?
I haven't heard of that.
It's like I don't know. It's like natural Adderall. Same thing. It's like it gives you like
in a
super
way, but with
energy.
different effects.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a it comes from a root of a plant. Nothing can be that bad if it comes from a root of a plant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took two
It's
of them,
not-
and I
it's
feel
not
great right
manipulated
now.
by
bro.
humans.
It's not manipulated by humans.
said I
Yeah, we
pumped
made
it
it into
before, but
gummies,
great.
but we just used the root
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that to make it into these gummies.
yeah,
that
yeah. Not
it's gonna
made
be
in a
next
lab,
time.
yeah.
It's not. There's so much shit
Yeah.
that's like. This is just one of those things that's gonna really take a boom in the next 10 years, and you'll see it. I mean, it's in every smoke shop now, but people aren't familiar with it, and it hasn't been Americanized, for a better term, in our culture. But
Dude,
it's
I
gonna
remember
be between athletes, rappers who are trying to not do lean and opioids and be healthier, and like maybe still get a similar sense, or athletes who experience. I have bad shoulders. I don't have the shoulder pain that I do anymore when I sleep if I take a gummy before night. Shit like that. That's like, I'm gonna have my mom take some for sleeping. Just a little half of a gummy. Like, it's perfect.
So other than that, for the year, what do you foresee for the rest of the year? I mean, the studio reopening. Hopefully,
Studio
right?
reopening. That's huge.
Building up.
This
the-
year's just a crazy year because it'll be the first year where the fruits of the labor start to fucking come to labor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you start picking, harvesting, making
You start
pies
picking,
and
harvesting,
fucking-
making pies.
Yeah.
That's what he thought about?
Exactly that.
bro. Come
making pies and shit. Yeah,
Making big pies.
Give me that coconut.
Broski got it.
What else should we talk about? Let's talk about some other shit.
Yeah, we can keep it going, man. We don't have
Cream's
to,
always got
we
these.
don't have to
Should
put
we-
a
should we
barrier
take a little
on there.
dab break and fucking jump
Yeah.
back in?
A
Is
commercial
the
break.
dab rig?
Yeah, it was charging.
Shout out to our sponsors.
Yeah, let's take a dab and then we'll.
So, dude, what is the importance of a double cup?
Honestly,
What does the
Well,
double cup do?
What's the
So the
significance?
double cup originates from So the thing about me is I got like two sides about me. I'm a Gemini. I have this like crazy country hick. I had a mullet and like I've never shaved my armpit hair because it doesn't grow that much, but I want to keep it, masculine. So there's that side of me, and then there's also like I might wear a cut-off Hooters shirt and skinny jeans and make rap music. And so I
What
think
does that have
that's
to do with
just
the double cup?
when this vibrates.
They already vibrated.
Did it?
Yeah, I didn't mention that. My fault.
I'm gonna take this down.
Yeah, what does that have to do with the double cup? I'm just curious. What is the cup?
Well, the
Come on, we
double
know.
cup is just swag.
Yeah, it's a major
Yeah.
swag.
In hip hop,
symbol,
you've
but-
always heard about the double cup.
Always.
And yeah, we're sipping whiskey out of the double cup.
I'm sipping a fucking black cherry.
If I
White
could
Claw
sip-
out this
I wish
motherfucker right now,
I
I'm
wish
not
I had
gonna
some
lie.
credit we could put in there. We could really sip a double cup, but
Double cup's like the double Nike sock in high school.
Oh yeah,
Can you drink
Bro,
like
like
the
if
high
you're-
elite
bro.
socks
If you're
that went up
hooping,
to
if
your
you're a
knees.
shooting guard and you got double Nike socks, bro, you're cold.
No, were
Double
you guys on the
three.
elite socks, the Nikes?
Oh, bro, you know I was on that shit.
Yeah,
Come on.
swear.
Hey, double tap the button. It'll reheat.
Yeah,
Oh, Dre.
I'm faded.
Oh no.
This is the fattest dab cloud I've seen.
I'll hit it. Fuck it.
Ever, probably.
Fuck it.
Bro, I remember the first time.
Fun fact: first time I ever smoked was a dab.
Oh, for real?
So one of my best friends
Crazy.
is in makes dabs, oil, whatever you want to call it, concentrates, and he is the most fire. Like the shit he makes is pure crystals. So the first time I ever got stoned was off of a dab with him. And I think we went to a Denny's, and I had like $8 to my name, but the cheapest thing on the menu was like $8.50. So you can imagine how that, like the conversation after you order and you eat the food. You got $8 and the food's $8.50. It's like, well, like
I got 8.
I got 8.
That is
It's
awkward.
a negotiation.
I also ate the
Did
food.
Did you finish all the food or?
You gotta leave
God,
like
that
you
dab
gotta
got
leave
me
50
sick.
cents worth.
I finished, well, I don't know. I went to the urinal and and my buddy was next to me at the urinal, like not on some weird shit. Pause.
Was there a wall in between, or was it a drop?
No, it was
it
an open
raw,
urinal,
It was a
like
raw
a-
dog urinal.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it that, but maybe a Montana urinal, like
A trough.
Yeah.
normal. Just urinals.
Just regular urinal.
Yeah, without a guard.
Dude, I don't know anybody that's been like, yeah, the first time I smoked was a dab.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah, that
and we
must
got
have
stoned.
fucked
We
your
went to
shit up, bro.
Denny's. I ordered like a Grand Sandwich.
Mm.
And it was $9.50
Sounds
or
like a hit
$8.50,
right
but
now.
I had $8. So we left. After that, like, well, 50 cents short. What do you do?
Did you ever go back and like make right?
No,
or?
I've never been back.
Yeah.
I've never been back.
Bro,
I'm such a loyal person that I feel guilty. So I got caught stealing the first time I got caught stealing. I want to say it was the only time I've got caught stealing. I stole, oh God, I was a freshman in high school or something. And I had no money, but I wanted to, have shit. I would steal like food and like little like clothes and shit. So I stole this beanie, this Denver Broncos beanie.
Did
And
it
if
have
my
a little
mom
ball
hears
at
this,
the
she'll
top?
think it's classic because I lied to her back then because I was still a piece of shit. But no, I stole it. And the dude knew my mom because she was the barber in town. So he just called my mom.
oh,
And I had to
shit.
go back in there with my mom and we like paid for the hat and I was like, no, I didn't steal it. But I copped it. At that point, I was just so far deep that I was like, still a young ass kid. I had to learn a lesson. And that was the last time I ever stole anything.
Wow.
That would only happen
just
in like a small
traumatized
ass
me.
town. Like
I'm just I'm just so loyal like that though. Like
Yeah.
That's crazy. With the $8 or the
no, it's just the fact of doing anything to someone in a wrong fashion or owing someone, like I just can't. That drives me as a human insane.
Debt.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. Debt or to owe somebody.
Debt.
And you
Yeah.
expect
I don't
you
want
expect people to be the
anything
same
from
way.
You
anybody.
don't want to be indebted.
Ever.
You don't want to feel that
Ever.
guilt to ride you. Yeah.
And also, like, being like that, like, you expect the people that you're fucking with to be the same
To
way.
be the same
Yeah.
exact way, which
And
also
that's not the case.
I
most
find
of the time.
fault in that sometimes
Yeah.
because not everyone is like that, and I have to realize that. But also, maybe that's just the type of people I want to be around. You know?
facts.
Real shit. That's why you don't take new clients. That's why you.
And
are
that's
locking
why
with
it's
the
so
people that
tight
you-
knit.
Yeah.
I mean, I've ride. Yeah. That's the number one thing. You got to ride for the people that ride for you. You got some people that believe in you and keep it 1,000. What else do you need?
That's it. Facts. Yeah. What's the here's one. I know Preem's got one, but what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? He said,
Oh, fuck.
that you wouldn't want to tell anybody, but you'd tell.
But you tell them the
Lost out,
podcast
yeah,
for
yeah,
everyone.
That's kind of a tough one because it's like.
It
So
is.
the
Like,
thing
what do I
about
wanna
me
say?
is I get embarrassed easily, actually. Like weird shit will embarrass me. Like even in social, I'm pretty good in social scenarios and interacting. But some shit I will just like turn beet red.
Is it like little shit or is it something that's?
And it'll be little shit. And people call me out on some like little shit or like.
The worst thing that can happen is if someone's face turns red in a public setting. The worst thing someone can say is, "Wow, you look so red."
And
That's the
what
fucking
people
worst.
do to me because I
That's the-
turn so
Yeah,
red.
Yeah, and they call you out and
And
you're
so
like, "Shit."
every time I turn beet red, and they're like, "Why are you getting?" And then it like makes it worse.
Yep.
So that's what I feel like. Like the other day, I was at the bar, and it was at a bar I go to normally with a bartender that I know, and this is hilarious. And I like ordered some shit, and she goes, "What the fuck is on your neck? What the
Straight
fuck is
up.
that tattoo?"
Like Popeye.
I was like, "Popeye," and she goes, "No, what is it? A broken bottle?" And I was like,
Bro, was
I-
that?
it was
That
just
was.
like,
I was with
"You
you,
were with
bro.
me."
I was with you. We were
And
at the
I
lot.
like
We were at
actually,
the-
yeah, you were. Oh my god,
What's it
you
called?
were with me at the Northern,
The
which I
Northern.
love that
Yeah.
spot.
That is a
Shout
dope
out the
spot.
Northern, the
Yeah.
dope spot. But she roasted me, and I was like actually embarrassed, because like who says that?
What was the tone that threw it
It
off?
was
'Cause she
the
wasn't
tone.
like,
It
"Oh,
was
what's
the
your?"
tone, bro. I was there,
Yeah.
and
And you were there.
Yeah, that her tone was.
Yeah.
And
was off.
I that like most recently that was the most embarrassed I got, and
What'd you say?
I-
Like, what do you do? You
I was
just
like, damn,
You
that's
just like
fucked up.
explained what the tattoo was, and then
I
kinda
just copped it. Like
kept
I don't know why
pushing.
you even say it's like.
and she was probably like, "Oh,
And the
Like
thing
something
about
like-
me
yeah,
is like I've
something
just copped some tattoos.
yeah."
That's the thing about me. I got
So
some
your
tattoos. that
your
are gone.
tats don't.
And I haven't got a tattoo for a long time. And it's also something I've battled. Is with the tattoos, impressions I get, first impressions, especially in smaller towns. I get that all the time. That's a constant battle for me. People judge me or think I'm less intelligent because a neck tattoo or a hand tattoo or the impression of it.
What made you want to get the neck tats? Did you decide to
the
do it? Or?
Fuck it.
Yeah, no.
Like, were you
I
like
got
planning
in-
it?
I got it in the studio in the Old Rainier Brewery. It was Popeye.
What made you? What was like?
What's the inspiration behind Popeye on your neck?
It's actually crazy. It's a great one.
There's
The inspiration behind it, and this is like so deep, as I believe so much in this shit. My inspiration solely was I never want to work another fucking day job.
Yeah. Yep.
I never want to be able to fit in again because I'm going to bet on myself so hard that, like, this tattoo in this weird sort of fucked up mind space that I was. And not that I regret it at all, but, like, I thug it out. Like, it is what it is.
I fuck with it. Like, I've always thought that was a dope ass tattoo.
And that's dope because I genuinely fuck with it because it's made me who I am, and another little chip to the shoulder almost, if that makes sense in a weird way.
Trippy. Yeah. Was that the first one, or what was the first one on the neck? Was it the Popeye?
No, this little broken heart Little Peep one. I used to be the biggest Little Peep fan. So the roommate that I started making music with, JoJo, in San Luis Obispo, Dark Blue, the other homie, Nathan, who was his roommate, passed away. He OD'd. And they both put me on the Little Peep, and I fucking fell in love with Little Peep at the time. And, god damn. And then they passed away, like, both at the same time, damn near. And it was just, like, so heavily connected, so.
You got that one first?
I got that one first, the broken heart, because he had it right there.
Why didn't you just do it right there?
I don't get, because I didn't have that big of balls yet. And I don't want to. I'm glad I didn't. Fuck.
So then it was the
At a certain point, like, I don't know.
Contemplating the face tat, or?
No, never. I don't think I'll get I'll get some other tattoos, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
you know,
Facts.
just ran its course.
So it was that one, and then it was the Popeye one, and then it was the glass?
And then it was the broken glass.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I got, obviously all sorts of that shit.
Yeah.
Just classic shit.
Patchwork.
And they all tell a story. Like, some of these are, like, I got that in Bangkok, blacked out. Woke up the next day, I was like, bro, killed that on everything I love.
I think it would
Some
be kind of
hangover
cool if
shit.
you, like, went through the tattoos you have and, like, explain the meaning behind them. I think that'd
Yeah,
be
so I
dope.
got the rose there, and bro did this with white ink in Bangkok. Like, literally downtown Bangkok. I'd got there at 19. It was my second day. My zipper's down. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. I just spilled a double cup. But it looks like
Wait. Yo.
And so I got that tattoo in this shop. This one right here I got in this other island, Koh Phi Phi. Ferb was there. When you were there, I was like, damn, I fucking owned. I stayed there for like 2.5 weeks in Koh Phi Phi. And I got that stick and poke. And this was, I met these fuckers from Canada. And they're like, I don't even know how it got started. Something about Drake. So that's the OVO owl.
oh, yeah.
That's fire.
But I've always gone, like, my dad's kind of nickname was Hoot and shit. So Hoot,
Yeah.
like Young Hoot, like I said earlier. So the owls just was dope, and I fucking love Drake. So and I was with these people from Canada, and they're like, I'll get you a stick and poke. So anyhow, that was that. And then I got that eye there. That's a stick and poke. That's looks fucking so horrible. That's the
That-
worst tattoo. Yeah.
That rose looks hella well.
But it looks like a leaf, so no one really knows. And then,
Bugs Bunny.
yeah, Bugs Bunny
Yeah, the Lost Boys tattoo.
with the double cup.
Oh, shit.
Straight up. Savage.
Clocked.
That's fire.
Bro said clocked.
But Preem,
Fuck.
I got some shit to ask you. What's
All right.
the what's your plan?
What's my plan? Bro.
5 words. Give it to me straight up. I
Five
want
words? Wow, that's
all
not-
5 of your words. Five words that just.
Go.
What?
Motherfucking crazy bitch.
And then expand on it. I want a year goal.
just
I want
wanna
a
drop,
year
like,
goal
a-
of something of a mindset.
Drop singles every 2 to 3 weeks, like hard shit every time, good rollout, good cover art, everything mastered.
Why singles?
Just to build the hype, just like continuously give them.
When's the album?
I have an album coming in June.
I mean,
bro,
we're waiting.
And it's gonna be a pop album. It's called New Life. June
Swear.
10th. June 10th. Swear to God.
Swear.
New Life album drop. June 10th.
Swear.
Yeah.
That's a
Nothing
week.
like
That's a
you've
week
ever heard.
before my
Nothing like
birthday.
you've
So what
ever
are we
heard
doing?
Anything from me, bro? It's all pop.
He's gonna
shit.
drop all the way up to June, and then it's just gonna be a complete switch.
all singles, and then I'm
Complete
gonna completely just drop a pop fucking tape on them out of nowhere with no pop shit released previously.
Damn, everything's locked and loaded, already recorded, huh?
Yeah.
How many videos you got in the vault?
Like 5.
Swear.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
5.
Lit.
When are you gonna have kids?
I have no idea, bro.
No.
Honestly,
Serious
whatever
question.
Takes me, bro. Honestly.
1 to 3 years. Give me a timeline. And what's the firstborn's name? Son
Oh shit.
or daughter?
Mm.
Tatiana.
Bro, that's a crazy question, bro.
That's crazy.
Honestly, I don't have any.
That's crazy.
Like, as of right now, I don't have any, like.
Will it be
I'm not planning on having kids right now, bro.
baby
Like, I need
Prim?
to- It will be the baby Preem, bro. Like.
The baby.
the
Name
baby
him
Preem,
Prim
bro.
and it will be
Preem is
baby,
gonna be a
actual
prodigy.
baby Prim.
Trust me.
Man.
That's
Swear. Okay, Smith.
What's good?
5 words. What's your next year? What are you gonna accomplish? What's your
5 words. Fuck, dude. That's actually it's hard
tell
as
me
fuck.
tell me what you're about the next year.
In 5 words?
Yeah. Well, just serve it.
Next year, I'm more or less, because I feel like we've.
You want to take one of these
Yeah.
Kratos finally?
Yeah, no,
Kraytown.
I should though.
My therapy.
Yeah.
I'll hook you up after this. Yeah. We'll get you a little personal pack.
I don't know. The next year, I just see basically all the foundation that we've built, and I've only been at Lost Boys for like a year and a few months, and so I feel like building what I've the people that I've worked with and building up the stuff that we got. Now it's like action. Like, dude, everything me and Roger were sitting down and like talking about like what more can we do. That's what we always ask each other. What more can we do? And like that's putting things in play. That's my, I guess, putting things in. What is that for? Putting things in real life
yeah,
play.
like it creates those action items. Like when you ask that question, it like makes us have to come up with a response, and then based upon that response, it creates direction. Like then we have motion because you're like, all right, what else can we do? Like that's how this whole podcast came about, really.
Yeah.
But so I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just wanted to.
Just more.
Yeah.
You know, just take on more.
That's the only thing there is to do.
We want to get into like clothing, you know, we want to get into all different types of things. Like, you know, you talked about like different lanes and different, not only ways of income, but just ways to just, you know, find different passions within, like, dude, the music industry stems into all these different areas that you can explore and just try new shit, you know. That's kind of my 24 motto. Type vibe.
Which I love that.
Yeah.
And now you're up.
Man, you guys know me. May God's will be done. 5 words. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel a certain type of way. Like, if I see the opportunity to help in any aspect, I feel like the responsibility to do so. Like, for example, like, if I knew there was a cliff over there and I seen you walking towards it and you didn't know, like, I feel responsible to speak up and say something. So, like, this year, like, I'm kind of, like, deciding to speak up, you know? Like, if I feel like I see something or recognize an opportunity to help or assist, like I feel the responsibility, like I have to, like, and I feel like that's kind of like where my role, like where I'm settling into, like, so I don't know, man. I'm just trying to keep it real, keep it true. Like some things hurt, you know, like with that, man, like, because
Dude.
you like,
And that right there, I think you just named my next album.
yeah,
Some things hurt.
because
That's
like,
great.
dude. But
That's actually fire.
the thing is like the truth, man. It's like
Because a lot of shit hurts.
it's like what's more important, like your feelings or me telling you the truth, you know what I mean? Like as like if we were gonna be friends or brothers or something, you know what, and like be genuine. So like I've been trying to get close to the truth. Like if we're thinking about things in a realm of space and there's like different points, like, and there's like some things are relatively true and actually true, like I'm just trying to be close to the realness, you know, and that's it, man. Like, and if I can share that with everybody else, that's what I'm doing this year.
Let's go.
To be real.
Yeah, man, to be real.
Okay, I got one. What's Fatchy's type of bird? What's the Fatchy type?
My type of bird? Wow, that's exotic. And I would say that just kind of narrows it down as exotic. Wow, that's a great question.
What was that?
With females, because it's like beyond anything. I live the craziest life ever, and it would take such a special human, and I respect every woman ever. Like literally, they're all God sent. But it would take a really special human to just like be on the same wavelength of my brain and how active I am and the stuff that I do. I mean, I go hunting for 3 months at a time. Like doing crazy shit. I almost fell off a 100-foot cliff a month and a half ago.
Yeah.
I mean, we were inches, and Trey was like, "Oh, it was pretty normal." And then he saw the tracks, and he's like, "Oh, like we all actually almost died." And I was like, "Yeah, I was looking over the edge like of this cliff and somehow the truck like kind of caught, and But
Crazy
shit that, you know, it's just and then I'd be working all night and this crazy active. It would take a really dedicated person to also have their own action going on and understand it and come to terms with, oh, I'm gonna do my thing and Reed is gonna do his thing.
Do you
and I just live day to day because that's how I've always lived. I've lived out of a backpack my whole life, so everything I do is spontaneous.
Yep.
That is exotic.
Do you like chicks that hunt? If a chick was a hunter, would she be like the one or?
No. Well, it like genuinely depends. Like I would want someone to experience it for sure, but that's crazy. That's a really good question. Almost my hunting time is so sacred to me, like bro time, that I brought a few girls hunting and it's never really panned out. You just realize that you live a different life and like how crazy it is to do the shit that I'm doing that normal people like kind of can't comprehend. So like, I don't mean to call it out, but a few of the females that I brought have not lived up to, like, fell in a river the opening morning of elk season, got fucking soaking wet, and I had to sit there and fucking dry her boots off while the opening morning of elk season while I'm trying to walk 5 miles to get to where the elk are at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like shit that's
just
tragic.
different types.
Oh, I'm getting cold, and like I can't just stay here. Oh, I need to shower. I'm like, I'm good. I just thought everyone.
Fast needs a girl that doesn't
I
get
just thought
bored.
everyone would
Exotic.
always be
It's
good.
South America.
Bro, that deer jerky you gave me
Brazilian.
was
It's exotic.
fucking fire.
I
bro.
just thought everyone would always be good, and
It was
everyone's
fire.
not always good with this shit.
How much time?
Seriously, shout out to you guys. Dope podcast.
It's been a pleasure.
Shout
bro.
infatuation.
Shout out Ferb.
Reed. Ferb. Shout out Ferb.
Yeah, Lost Boys. Kirby
Lost
Lamar,
Boys.
Going crazy.
Going crazy.
Wow.
Love you
Gang.
guys.
Cut. Love.